5 major types of weld joint.
The term weld joint design refers to the way pieces of metal are put together or aligned with each other. The 5 basic joint designs, or joint types, are butt joints, lap joints, T-joints, outside corner joints, and edge joints.
Butt joint. In a butt joint, the edges of the metal meet so that the thickness of the joint is approximately equal to the thickness of the metal. The metal surfaces are usually parallel with each other, although there can be some difference in thickness and/or misalignment of the plates. Butt joints can be welded from one side or both sides with some form of groove weld.
Lap joint. In a lap joint, the edges of the metal overlap so the thickness of the joint is approximately equal to the combined thickness of both pieces of metal. The distance the surfaces overlap each other may vary from a fraction of an inch to several inches or even feet. Lap welds are usually joined by making a fillet weld along the edge of one plate, joining it to the surface of the other. There are several alternate ways of welding lap joints where the weld is made through one or both pieces of metal joining the lap in the center of the overlap. Some examples of this would be plug welds and seam welds. Welds can be made on one side or both sides of the joint.
T-joint. In a T-joint, the edge of a piece of metal is placed on the surface of another piece of metal. Usually the parts are placed at a 90 degrees angle with each other. T-joints can be welded with a fillet weld applied to the surfaces, or a weld can be made in a pre-cut groove in the edge of the joining plate. In a few cases, a fillet weld can be made on top of a groove weld on a T-joint. Welds can be made on one side or both sides of the joint.
Outside corner joint. Outside corner joint. In an outside corner joint, the edges of the metal are brought together at an angle, usually approximately 90 degrees to each other. The edges can meet at the corner evenly or they can overlap. The outside corner joint can be welded on both sides, with the outside being made as a groove weld and the inside being made as a fillet weld. Edge joint. In an edge joint, the metal surfaces are placed together so that the edges are even. One or both plates may be formed by bending them at an angle. Edge joints are usually welded on only one side.